Dr. S.K. Malhotra, the Agriculture Commissioner, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India. Dr. Malhotra has over 30 years of experience as a scientist and techno-administrator in National Agriculture Research System. Dr. Malhotra is currently providing leadership in agriculture policy planning, program development, and administration of mission programs such as National Food Security Mission. He's widely traveled and has represented India in more than 24 international programs. Dr. Malhotra, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Pradeep Saab. Good evening, everybody. I'm very happy to be here with you all on the occasion of this National Pulses that are being organized by the Indian Pulses Grower Association. Thank you, Pradeep ji, for introducing me with the audience. Well, friends, I welcome you all on the occasion of celebration of this International Year of Pulses. I remember in the year 2016, the International Year of Pulses was observed, where India took part and awareness was brought everywhere that we need to promote these pulses, because India is one of the country where we produce in the larger extent, and further we consume also. So we are the largest consumer of pulses in the country. So I remember when I took over as Agriculture Commissioner here in the Ministry of Agriculture year 2015, then I was given an assignment that we need to bring self-sufficiency in pulses, and I was asked to prepare a roadmap. So I'm just telling you the brief story because I'm going to link it with the International Year of Pulses and the India as a success story. And it's an outcome of, we can say that outcome of that International Year for Pulses, which was celebrated in a big way. And then onwards, our pulses production that has increased. And in the year 2016, we implemented seed production program. First, we identified the gaps, that where the gaps are existing. Then we came to know that there are several areas where gaps are existing, and those gaps are required to be bridged. So the first gap identified was that shortage of good quality seed of new varieties. The Indian Council of Agriculture Research and our National Agriculture Research System has developed several good varieties, but the good seed of those varieties was not available. So then we introduced Seed Hub program, and we decided to strengthen our seed production chain in the country. So when I speak about the seed production chain, then it means breeder seed production, because you know that in the seed production chain, we have several categories. So breeder, nucleus seed production, breeder seed production, and then foundation seed production, and then certified seed production. These all are the categories. So this was the first point where we decided to have varietal replacement ratio we need to increase, because old varieties were existing, and we wanted that these old varieties and land races are required to be replaced with the new varieties, because new varieties were having a specialty character for drought tolerance, and they were having some additional characteristics, particularly for nutritional attributes, which were the added advantage from those varieties. And a few of the varieties were possessing some resistance to diseases and pests also. So considering this point, then we decided we need to have cluster demonstration. Large-scale clusters are required, means demonstration trials are required to be laid out. Frontline demonstrations are required to be laid out. We distributed the seed mini kits throughout the country. Those seed mini kits were related to the new varieties, just to make them appraise that, yes, make the farmers appraise that these are the new varieties. You grow them and you just test their performance, And if you find them good, then you need to adopt it for large scale cultivation. Then plant protection measures were also further supported because we were not having plant protection measures and label claim pesticides which were not available. Then green chemistries were identified, and then we asked the farmers to adopt integrated nutrient management, integrated pest management. These are all strategies they were asked to do that, and we implemented district-wise plan. So roadmap was prepared and roadmap was implemented, and then we succeeded in increasing our production from 16 million ton to 25 million ton in the year 2017-18, So now our production is again ranging between 23 to 24 million tons. So very recently we have just today only I'll say that we had a meeting to have second estimates for our pulses production as well as in the country, that how much pulses production we are going to achieve as per the second estimates. But the first estimates have already been released, but first estimates are not much good because we have preliminary kind of information which we get from the states. Then accordingly, we work out that how much production we are going to achieve. So we have the different strategies. We have a system where states, they provide us the information that under each and every pulses crop, not only pulses, many other crops are also there, but since this seminar relates to pulses, I am speaking about pulses part. So for pulses, how much area has been covered in particular state, we get those informations, and then accordingly we had an econometric model. So fitting all those informations into the econometric models, we work out that how much production we are going to achieve in a particular year, and we separately decide for Kharif season as well as Rabi season, because Kharif season is again totally dependent on the monsoon. If monsoon season is good, we get the good production. If monsoon is not good, sometimes erratic rainfall or dry spell in between the two rains sometimes adversely affect the production. But thank God, from the last 3 years, we are now experiencing very good rainfall, and our water reservoirs are full. And water reservoir, they are full to the capacity of 70% full capacity. So this is a kind of feedback from the Central Water Commission. So about 120 reservoirs are there in the country. So here a good report has come that all agroclimatic zones, they have a good, water availability which is there. And then accordingly for, I should say, rainfall was also good. And here Rabi season as well as Kharif season, both are excellent. Though there are few reports in some places, Tur particularly we call it pigeon pea. So there were some reports that in some places some little damage has occurred to the crops due to excess rainfall as well as due to occurrence of some pests, particularly those borers. But again, area coverage was more in some other states. So that's why we are going to receive a kind of balance for our pigeon pea crop. So there will not be much shortfall, but we are expecting that the yield of about 3.9 million ton from pulses from pigeon pea we will achieve. And gram, again, a very good area has been covered during this current Rabi season. As I have got the information from the different states, total 167 lakh hectare area in pulses have been covered. For gram only 112 lakh hectare. 11.2 million hectare area has been sown exclusively under gram crop. And this year, about 4.5 lakh hectare area has been sown in comparison to last year. So here gram production is again going to increase. And we are expecting to have a production of about 11.5 million ton for gram. So these all are the very conservative figures. So yield may also go little high. So, but I am sharing only conservative figures because final estimates are yet to come. And then the next crop is urad. Urad again a very sensitive crop. This time we have faced a little shortage in case of urad. Urad, when we speak, then we call it, it's a black gram. So here we are again expecting to get about 2.3 million ton of the production. So this time we had a little shortfall. So I hope that during this summer season, little will be compensated. We are going to start a separate program for summer promotion of this summer urad bean in some of the new areas. And our effort that we need to increase area, because area-led growth chances are very less. So we believe that productivity-led growth should happen. So our previous result shows that here productivity-led growth is also happening in some cases, except a few states where there was incidence of some wood borers as well as white flies, and mosaic viral disease was also reported at the very end stage of particularly in urad bean. But mung, again, we are going to receive the same level of production as we were having last year. Lentil, again, the same production will be there, much increase. I think little increase will be there in case of lentil, because lentil we are promoting in the north, northeastern region, where rice fallows are now being covered, where lentil is now being promoted, and we have some encouraging figures where lentil production will be more, a little more, not much. So little more, the production level will be. So total, if I speak about last year, it was 23.15 million ton total pulses, including Kharif and Rabi. But this year we are expecting 24 million ton. So this year our production is definitely going to increase. Shortly, the second estimates will be released. I think within a 1 week time, second estimates will come out, and those second estimates will be released by the Government of India. So now the estimations are now in the last phase of finalization, and we are yet to receive some figures from one or two states. Once we receive the information, definitely we are going to release those figures. So this is a brief about this production plan and production status for these pulses crops. So results, as I have shared, that is encouraging. But just barring one or two states, particularly Madhya Pradesh, where we have received one memorandum for support under the National Disaster Relief Fund. So little damage to the urad crop has been explained, where 50% of the more crop has 50% more crop. Damage is there for 33,000 hectare area. So that's affected out of 13 lakh hectare area. So this is the figure which just I'm sharing with you, but we are trying to further balance it through our summer production. So these all are the brief informations which just I wanted to share with you, the status, that what's happening here. But I must give my compliments to IPGA for their very good initiatives and giving me a chance to share my views with you all. I'll be very happy to respond to your question, and I would also like to learn from your side that what industry thinks about our pulses production program. And further, our expectations are also there that industry associations, they should guide us that how country needs to move forward and how we can, if they have some kind of mapping and if they have some kind of informations which are available with them, please share with us and please tell us where government needs to pitch in. Thank you so much, Mr. Pradeep ji. So I just close my address here.
Thank you, Dr. Saab. Thank you very much for taking out time this late in the evening and joining us. Dr. Saab, I had a couple of questions actually. One is that even Dr. N.P. Singh's presentation, he said, and even there are other reports, that by 2030, India will need about 32 million, it's about 320 lakh tons of pulses by its internal demand. So what kind of a roadmap has been planned for the next 9 years to reach that? Because we are right now at about 24 million tons in terms of production. So that's about 8 million tons to be increased in the next about 9 years. So what kind of a roadmap has been put into place? And the second question, which has always been bothering me, is for example, the specific case of Tur. which is a typically a 5 to 6 month crop. Are there any chances or any research in terms of bringing it down to maybe a 3-month crop or something?
Well, let me answer your first question, which relates to the target projections, which you have mentioned that Dr. MP Singh, he might have mentioned in his presentation, 32 million ton. Yes, these are the projections. These all are the speculations which have been done. But definitely we need to see that considering the demand and further increasing demand every year, I think we shall be needing 32 million ton of pulses. But for that purpose, we have already chalked out our roadmap, and we are going to achieve our high production through productivity-led growth. Means the variety per unit area they should produce. This is one point. Through introduction of high quality seed of the varieties. Then another point is we need to further cover those areas, because these are the crops which have its competition with many other arid land spices as well as oil seeds. So a kind of competition is there. So we don't want that they should compete for area in those areas. So here we need to see that where we can expand the area. For that purpose, targeting rice fallow area program has been started, and some kind of mapping has been done through our own system through using the satellite system. A mapping has been done where 8 million hectare area has been identified, which remains fallow after harvesting of this rice. So 8 million, out of this 8 million hectare area, again we have mapped 6 million hectare area where moisture is available. So utilizing that moisture, can grow these pulses as well as oilseed crops. So this is our plan, and we have given the name to this program, targeting rice fallow area. So here, without disturbing the ecology, without disturbing the ecosystem, we want that production should come from those areas where production is not taken up presently in a big way, where we want that potential is existing. So this is one intervention. Another is intercropping. So there are several pulses crops which are short duration in nature. You take example of Moong or Urad also, where short duration varieties are available through intercropping system, where without disturbing any area or without replacing any other crop, through intercropping system in between the two lines, these pulses are now being promoted, and now encouraging results are there, and intercropping is also now happening in the different states. So these all are the modes through which we want that production should come up. So second question relates to Tur again. Tur again is a very long duration crop. So we have a wide range, early, then mid varieties and late varieties. So these are the three categories. So here we want that the varieties should be short duration, so that it should fit into the cropping system. If a major crop is harvested, after harvesting of a major crop, either it is a rice or some wheat or whatever the crop may be, so in between the two seasons, whatsoever period is available, we need to have varieties which should fit into well. So here some extra early varieties have also been developed, but still we need to sacrifice yield also. So some kind of sacrifice will be there for yield. If duration is reduced, but yield will also come down little. So these all are the points. But here, in case of Tur, one hybrid variety has also been developed, but it's not picking up much. But all of our traditional varieties, they are excelling. So mid-duration varieties are best suiting to our conditions, and where we are getting the good productivity level also. So this is the approach which we are going to follow for Pigeon Pea.
Thank you, Dr.